Hello, my name is Keith D. Brewer, and this is my video presentation to introduce the TruNarc device to the Rochester Police Department, the city that I happen to live. And thank you very much for taking the time to review this video. I did a lot of research on this device while preparing the slide presentation, and I'd like to begin directly. Okay, this is the TruNarc device. Here's a video that I have prepared for this occasion.
The thermoscientific TruNarc handheld narcotics analyzer offers field-based presumptive testing of suspected narcotics, precursors, and cutting agents. With the emergence of more lethal drugs like fentanyl and carfentanil, keeping law enforcement teams and the public safe is more important than ever. The methods officers use to conduct operations and perform presumptive testing requires increased scrutiny and enhanced procedures to ensure their safety. The TruNarc handheld narcotics analyzer can test for multiple controlled substances in a single event and deliver clear, real-time results for presumptive evidence without the need to contact most suspected narcotics. It is lightweight and easy to use, easily identifying narcotics, stimulants, depressants, hallucinogens, and analgesics using lab-proven technology. The TruNarc handheld narcotics analyzer offers automated, tamper-proof records with scan results including time and date stamps to help expedite prosecution. Rapid identification of substances helps decrease lengthy wait times many evidence laboratories face today, allowing officers to quickly adjudicate cases before trial so offenders can get faster access to the treatment they need. Agencies across the United States are seeing immediate benefits after deploying the TruNarc handheld narcotics analyzer. Valuable lab time is freed up for higher priority cases. Demand is reduced for laboratory testing, delivering significant cost savings. Cases are moving to trial and being resolved quicker, reducing the number of cases dismissed due to lack of laboratories. There are hundreds of substances in the library, and regular updates ensure you are always scanning for the latest illegal drugs. To learn more about the TruNarc handheld narcotics analyzer or schedule a demo, please visit us online at thermofisher.com/TruNarc.
Okay, now the TruNarc device is handheld technology. I don't know if you can see this. I'm using a laser pointer. Okay, we won't use a laser pointer. It's handheld technology. Okay, that an officer can carry on his person. And he does not need, as you can see here in the first picture, he doesn't need to open up the sample. No samples are destroyed while making the identification. Okay, so these are the three advantages of this Raman technology. RAMAN, Raman, without exposure to the substance. Quick case resolutions in court. It's undisputed evidence, and it helps clear up cases very rapidly through the courts. And no knowledge of science is necessary for the officer. So he doesn't even really need to have a chemistry degree or anything to operate this device. Now we're going to take a look at spot testing versus the TruNarc device. Okay, police officers arrest more than 1.2 million people a year in the United States on the charges of illegal drug possessions. According to the ProPublica investigation, the test yields varying results depending on a long list of factors, including the weather, surrounding lighting, and the accuracy of which the officers administer the test and interpret their results. The error rate of the tests are unknown, but this investigation revealed some startling statistics. For example, when Las Vegas authorities reviewed the sample of cocaine field kits spanning a 3-year period, they found that 33% of them were false positives. So there are drawbacks to the spot testing. I mean, the officers couldn't even identify the colors that they were looking at. So the pros of Raman technology: test for almost 500 substances at a time, including narcotics, stimulants, depressants, hallucinogens, and analgesics. Library regularly updated to include emerging drug threats, so it keeps updating all the time. Requires no direct contact with most substances, delivers clear real-time results for presumptive evidence, provides automated tamper-proof records with scan results, including time and date stamps to help expedite prosecution. The TruNarc device is efficient, economical, and safe. Agencies across the United States who deploy the TruNarc device are seeing immediate benefits, such as even little-known substances can be identified almost instantly in the field. The need for law enforcement officers to handle potentially lethal narcotics is greatly reduced. Valuable lab time is freed up for higher priority cases. Reduced demand for lab testing delivers significant cost savings, so they don't have to spend the money for the labs. And there's numerous success stories from departments that have initiated the use of the TruNarc device, such as Quincy PD in Massachusetts. They issued an official statewide alert about new drug issued the next day in Etowah County, Alabama. Reduced court wait times. We're definitely seeing benefits because TruNarc, we're able to take cases to the grand jury where before we didn't have this technology report. Now defendant doesn't have to wait for his day in court. It's been a godsend. This is from Etowah County. Here's another success story. They prevented a seizure because they were able to identify this fentanyl. The use of illicit narcotics and opioids continues to skyrocket. Emerging legal drugs like fentanyl and carfentanil threaten public safety. To save lives and protect law enforcement officers, banned substances need to be identified quickly, safely, and accurately. The thermoscientific TruNarc analyzer rapidly identifies drugs and can reduce the backlog of cases at crime labs while decreasing costs. And here is one final video showing the device being used. And that will pretty much conclude this introduction of this device to the Rochester Police Department.
For this test, I have 4 different powders, and they're can't actually remember exactly which one each one is now at this point. I kind of picked a couple different things to try here. Again, the big thing though with any of this, they have to be in the library of the unit. If it's some, and also they have to be on the list basically. None of these are regular salt. Like regular salt, because salt is not picked up with this type of technology, so it would be a waste of time to even show that. Anyway, so let's try this. Let's just quickly go through these. put it against it, and I could have it just sitting on the table or holding it. And there really is no limit. Like, when you have one of these, you can do as many tests as you want. Like, it's really, there's no, for this type of testing, there's really no consumable. So it's feeding into
he never
it,
takes it out of the bag here.
and now it's analyzing the laser.
It's still
shut
in the
down.
bag.
I'll move that one aside. Actually, well, let's see. So,
Incredibly
by
safe
looking at it,
for the
I'm not really
officers.
sure what it is. Kind of looks like a salt, but okay. So what it's telling me is clear, and it's identified as Epsom salt. So let's move on to this.
That's amazing. Amazing technology.
Okay, so put it against it. Hit scan. Oh, scan again here. It warns me because it's going to fire the laser. The laser light will come on here in a second. Okay, and I just want to make sure. Now I have quite a bit in here. You don't need this much. Okay, so you can see how quickly that's going on. It's not going to be like that for every drug or everything you're testing. It works better on some materials. So I don't even need to have it there because it's analyzing now. Okay, so clear, and it's actually clear, and it's identified as creatine. So let's go on to the next sample. Okay, so hit it here, hit scan.
It may seem like it's taken quite a while, but when you consider the time that it takes for these cases to resolve themselves through the courts and after the lab testing,
because again, these are in the,
it doesn't take days or weeks to analyze these substances. They're done immediately at the scene.
If this was something that was not in the library, it wouldn't identify it. So it's not an analyzer that identifies everything. You have to look at that list and decide if those are, again, where this is a drug analyzer, it's focused towards picking up drugs. A lot of those on that list would be applicable, I would think, for most police and people like that. Okay, so it's taken longer to test this sample. I really have no idea what this is anymore. Okay, so it's done. It's going to start analyzing it. This one I've got. Next one is going to be 2 bags beside each other. Okay. Okay, so it's come up clear and sugar. Again, with some of this, there can actually be fillers in drugs as well. Let's see if we can do this. So there's some stuff here. I can't even hardly see it through this bag.
No, it's wrapped in a couple of different bags, and he's still able to do the analyzing.
Give it a shot here.
It does seem like it's taking forever. Imagine a suspect on the side of the road waiting for the test to come back, whether he's going to jail or prison. Here, I'm just sitting here waiting.
Let's see what it finds here.
It's almost done loading.
Drug right in front of the laser just because the bags are so cloudy and dusty inside. Yeah, okay, so let's see what it does. Okay. Can barely see that in there, eh? Okay, so I didn't even, that's an aspirin that I must have crushed up in the past. So it identifies that now. I can kind of go back and review any of the samples that I've taken and download them, and it would give the waveform. After, over time, I mean, this is in bags, but you can actually test the raw chemical if it starts to, if you get powder or dust or dirt in here on the lens, you can just use an alcohol wipe to wipe it off. But yeah, that's testing all these powders without, again, these are all in the library of this instrument. If they're not in the library, it's not going to identify it. So, if I click through some of these, there's some that are inconclusive, and it may be getting a reading, but it doesn't have it in the library, so it's not going to guess, and it can't. It does. It's just comparing the waveforms. So, so I would look at, if you're looking at this, I would look at the library and see if the drugs that you're interested in detecting are in that library or not.
Okay. You can see it's pretty simple to use. This presentation was prepared and presented by me, Keith D. Brewer. I want to remind everybody to support your local law enforcement agency, and it's very important. Please do not defund our police departments. We need our police. Thank you very much for watching this video. And if you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them. Please just post them in the comment section below. Thank you very much.